Hi Aquarius, this is going to be your timeless general reading. Today I have the Muse Tarot for you. Oh, no, not going to do that. Oh man. It is super hot around here lately. Okay, I'll keep that on. Let's see what we got. Eight of Voices and Death. Well, hopefully that's the end of Eight of Voices energy, which is that Eight of Swords, kind of overthinking and feeling trapped in your mind. And feeling trapped in general. You see that? Looks very bound. But then in death, it's like bursting out of the cocoon. As a moth, though, so still transformation. A bit of like maybe stepping out of your comfort zone. Facing some anxiety. Else. A bunch just tried to fall out earlier and I totally didn't grab it. Should have already grabbed it. Okay. So here we have the Sun and Awakening. So that's really nice energy. It's going to be in the middle here. I just feel like I want to switch it. You can't see it. Enlightenment energy, big time there. But the Sun and Awakening, it's like shooting down. But that looks like, it's not even heart chakra. It's like high heart or dimensional chakra. So I'm getting enlightenment through the ability to maybe travel to other realms like the astral, higher dimensional perspectives. Because there's actually, it looks like mountains in the background. If you see. Right here, mountain. And then Muse of Materials, King of Pentacles energy. I'm just gonna put that like that. I don't really know what that means yet. Four of Materials under that. Huh. There's a camel there. Who was just talking about camels? Oh my gosh. Who was it? Was it Consciousness Evolution Journey? Like, basically being prepared for a long journey. Who was saying that? Where was I listening to that? I apologize to the reader who I forgot their reading. But anyway, talking about how when it comes to these long journeys, you're actually more prepared than you think. Okay, 5 emotions under that 8 of Voices and Death. So this is also regret of the past being transmuted. Yeah, that's a good word. Transmuting. 8 of Inspiration under the Awakening and the Sun. So this enlightenment is inspiring action for sure. Let's see what else we got. Whoa, shit. Ooh. 4 of Voices under that Muse of Materials and 4 of Materials. So 2 4s. It's like a very stable energy. And since So 4 is a stable energy. It's a building energy, right? It's like basic foundation energy. Whereas 8 energy is building upwards. Like your abundance. Empire is what's coming through. Empire. So it's like Muse of materials. Yeah. With the Muse of materials being here, so I'm seeing like this is about your long-term stability, either career-wise or not exactly relationship-wise. Not the emotional parts of a relationship, but the logistical parts of a relationship. That's what I'm getting from that. Like healing, security. It's like moving in together and figuring out how you sort out the bills and chores. Oh, okay, which one goes where? The devil and Page of Voices found out, or fell out. Ooh. No, actually, you know, I guess it almost makes sense that the devil's above the awakening in the sun, and the 8 of inspiration. Because I'm kind of feeling like this enlightenment is coming as the result of some shadow work. So maybe that, and then there's a butterfly. Ooh, hold on. Dang it. Page of Voices. Oh man, I'm kind of confused now. Does the devil... you know, maybe it doesn't matter. Because I'm thinking here, like, I was just saying, like, coming out of the cocoon, you know, but being a moth. And I always say, oh, maybe you'd rather be a butterfly than a moth. And you see this devil has butterfly wings. So, huh. Yeah, I'm going to put it over there. Because I guess if you're coming out, transmuting this energy of 8 of Voices and 5 of Emotions, maybe not doing it effectively. Because that's what I'm getting from this Page of Voices. It's like not fully developed as far as working with those energies. It needs 3 people dancing, or no, it's 4 people dancing. If you see it, there's 4 people dancing. And what I'm getting from that is like distractions. Distractions. When you're trying to see clearly, you know, she's putting on those glasses, you're trying to see things clearly, you're trying to process them logically, but it's in an underdeveloped method. Because maybe you haven't quite transmuted the 8 of Voices and 5 of Emotions. It's like the past, your past failures is what I'm getting. Your past failures in multiple arenas, you know, your own inner thoughts about this, your own inner negative self-talk, trying to transmute this, but you're not doing it properly because you can't actually block it out. It's just like dancing around you, trying to see clearly through this, but you're like getting distracted by yourself almost, or just like the people closest around you. Maybe that's the past, or maybe that's like something you're currently working through. Whereas like here, when you get this awakening and the sun, this is huge energy, right? This is huge, working through past issues, gaining a higher perspective, and the 8 of inspiration being like a call to action, movement. Oh, even though there's snails on top, I never noticed that. Look at those snails. And they're upside down, too. Ooh. I'm getting from that feeling like you're moving slowly, but you're actually making like big progress, even if you feel like you're moving slowly. And you know, it's almost like a shadow image. Which, you know, that kind of imagery could be indicating fast movement or slow movement, like mirage, you know, like... So, it's like your failures to transmute that energy of the past led to this kind of underdeveloped sense of personal sovereignty. is what's coming. Personal sovereignty. But here in this devil energy, it's like dealing with, doing the shadow work is actually what's propelling you forward, is actually what's leading to your transformation. And there's like fire. The butterfly's on fire. You see some butterflies on fire right there. Ooh. And like it's like a cave. It's another portal. So it's like going deep into your own darkness is what actually led to your real transformation. I'm getting from this Paul, part of the reason why this was imperfect or underdeveloped for you is that you thought the key was just to end whatever wasn't working for you, or just walking away from whatever wasn't working for you. But the idea was you had to see it from a higher perspective. You had to see it for what it was, and you had to see your role in it too. It wasn't just about walking away and essentially blaming or assigning blame to external circumstances. It was about seeing your darker sides, how you brought about your own situations. Let me see what we have for this last pile. So I hope you've done this, because if so, even if it was difficult, it's worked out. Okay, this tried to peek out earlier. 6 of emotions. So that's under that 4 of materials and 6 of voices. What I'm getting for that is like you're at the 4. This is healing, security, personal security, maybe guarding yourself properly from things, working on your stability. But trying to skip to the 4 to the 8, you're kind of missing a key component, and that's like your emotional connections. Whether this be family, friends, romance, you need your emotional connections to truly succeed in this arena. Because the Muse of Materials isn't just about money, It's about the stable foundation of the stable support system, which involves people. So you can't skip the people part of things. But because of this 5 of emotions, with this being in like the unconscious energy, maybe this is something you're still missing. That's something that you need to work on still. Because this will be key in your future success, is kind of that great emotional support system. See the bottom. Yeah, Knight of Emotions. So opening up to people emotionally, helping people emotionally. That seems to be pretty key to where you're going next, and kind of working with this enlightenment energy, right? How do you move yourself forward even more is by working on your emotional connections, your emotional support system to create the like true stability, not just one that's financial in nature. Which, it makes sense from your last reading, like being too concerned about money, right? Nobody really watched that last Aquarius reading. What followed? Knight of Wands and the Hangman. So it looks like this might be like your next journey here, is working with your passions. Like right now you're dealing with your emotions, and the next part will be dealing with your passions. Going forth emotionally. Either next, or you've already done it, is awaken your passions and gain a higher perspective on that. Whether it be like your hobbies or it be your relationships, gaining a higher perspective on how that propelled you forward. I'm also seeing like there's a snake wrapped around this guy's foot too. Look at that. There's a snake here with this ankh. And it's upside down. I hope that doesn't mean anything weird. Oh, and there's actually a snake under his head too. Actually, this is a bit more interesting imagery than normal hangman. It's almost, he's nailed there with his legs crossed. He's nailed like a stigmata. What does this mean? Well, I would say past, present, or future, This may be about repressing your passion too much to the point where you're suffering and doing it for seemingly holy or pious reasons, but you're actually just making yourself suffer. It's like with a snake, it's kind of representing temptation to me here. Exposure therapy to the temptations, but nailing yourself in place so you don't go after them. Thinking you're doing it for a pious reason because it's this imagery of like Jesus when it comes to the nails, but you're not. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. Stifling that passion, maybe for like physical pleasure, is actually stifling your creative passions too. I think I just had this discussion too. Whereas, you know, if you have issues with like your physical expression of, you know, sexuality or other avenues, how blocking that might cause you to block your other creative energies too. Because sexual energy is not just for sex, okay? Go paint a painting. Which sounds ridiculous, I know. Okay, I'm gonna get Oracle card. So I just burned like way too much sage. I think it's done. Sometimes it does that. Like I just go to light a bit and it just won't stop smoking. It's not safe. Let's see what we got here. So just some nasty energies around. Whoops. What do we have here? I brought 2 oracle decks, but let's see if we need both. Man, this is too many cards. But I'll show you them all. Whatever. We got Observer. Huh. Yeah. So that's part of the enlightenment part. Observing these things that come through. Because it seems like you're being hit with a lot of things at once, actually. Because we've got your thoughts, your mental body here. We've got your material. And then, like, Spirit's hinting, you also have to deal with the emotional and also the passion part. So I think you're about to have a lot of stuff. And you're just going to have to watch it happen. Poised. This is about being ready for what's coming for you. Blessings specifically. With the Muse and materials here, you probably have a lot of good fortune coming to you in that direction. But you have to be ready in an all-around stability standpoint. Then we got To Be Fair. So maybe some good karma coming your way. Maybe if you've been like wronged and somehow and you're getting a settlement, that sort of thing. And then we got Here and Now. So this is about inability to stay in the present. So don't get too caught up waiting for what you think is coming and what you're going to do. And then By the Book, reversed. This is a not doing things the way that really works for you and trying to stick too much to tradition might be what this is about. Like maybe if you have a religious background or very conservative upbringing. We got Breathe. Meditation. Man, do I want all these? Breathe. Why? Enough said. Why? You might be asking why. Happy in reverse. I think that's also connected to the here and now, just not enjoying the present. And then Loyal Heart. You know, I think the fact that this lines up with what I just said, like too many things coming your way. There's a lot of things that are going to be coming up soon. And so probably the key thing is this breathe. If you have good relaxation techniques, stick with that. Because I think you're just going to need, some things are just going to go by so fast. And you're just going to have to watch them and not get caught up. So maybe it's just like a huge life events coming your way soon. Let's see what we got here. Ruby. It's time for me to shine. Wow, are you getting some recognition soon? Bit of scrutiny. Aquamarine, communication. I communicate with ease and grace. I hope you do. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. The ruby was like this. Wow. So, let me roll an angel number and close this out. Hopefully this all made sense. A bunch of stuff's about to come through is what it seems like. Enlightenment has, you know, benefits and drawbacks. You see everything. Now you have to process everything. Know that the small changes you are making in your life are making a big difference to the world. God is grateful for your efforts. Yeah, it definitely seems like you have something cooking here. But just remember to stay present with yourself. Practice mindfulness, you know, mindfulness. I think you're just gonna, maybe if you're so used to kind of like controlling your entire environment and yourself, when so many things come at once, you gotta let go of the urge to focus on it, try to control it and analyze it and change things in a moment. You're probably coming to a point where you're just going to get a tidal wave of just everything coming at you, and you're not going to have time to process every little thing. You're just going to have to sit back and watch it happen. And I think in this, and that's definitely hangman energy, right? But I think the key is suppressing yourself. You learned not to suppress yourself. You should have learned this. I hope you learned this. Don't make yourself suffer by suppressing. Just learn to let it flow through. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that helped you. Good luck.